Welcome back to Your Darts, where we learn to do dart checkouts in our head. Okay, so today I want to share with you a little bit more information for these first dart indicators, and also talk to you about one dart setups. Let's get to it. So here is another example of why these two dart checkouts are so important, and the first place you need, or the first set of numbers you need to learn when you're checking out. So 1, 2, 4, how to turn this into two dart checkout. When you throw in treble 20 for your first dart, the formula is to add 40 onto the last two digits, so 40 onto 24, and it's revealed your 64. It's so easy to do. You don't need any major skills at maths to do that, and you suddenly reveal your two dart checkout 64. You've got two darts to take this out. Now 64, as with all these 60 numbers from 61 to 69, they're first dart indicators. That means the number itself indicates what your first dart's going to be, and it's always the furthest right number what indicates it. So 64 is treble 14. Okay, treble 14 for double 11. Now I've shown you how I remember that. I'm sure we'll recap it, but I'm going to show you a new way, or a different way. It's not new at all, but I'm going to show you a different way that I don't use, but I know a lot of people do, and I just want to make sure I have said it. I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but we're going to mention it today, as well as some other stuff. So don't see 1, 2, 4. You ain't got to go away and learn 1, 2, 4. You've got to learn treble 20. You learn which treble you're throwing for, and then you learn treble 20 leaving 64. That's the best way to approach any of these big 3-digit numbers. So things I want to cover today, this is the essential two dart finish list. So I want to share with you why 77 has been relegated from being yellow. So it started off green, went to yellow, and it's now back to green. I'm going to explain what the hell has got on there very shortly. And also I want to share with you these first dart indicators from the 60 range and also from the 70 range, and give you another way to remember the second dart, because of course it's easy to remember the first dart because it's a first dart indicator, but how do you remember that second dart? Let's get on to that now. So before we get going with these two dart checkouts and talking about the first dart indicators, let's just cover 77. So 77's initially started off green, got promoted to a first dart indicator yellow, and now it's back down to green. For some reason when I taught 77, I thought one evening, 77 can be a first dart indicator as well. Treble 17, double 8. And somebody messaged me saying, this is 67, wise up. So, and it absolutely is. If you wanted to use 77 as a first dart indicator, and I do not advise it, you would have to go double 13 because it leaves 26. And if the pressure's on, you don't want to be aiming for an odd number double if you can help it. And I know there are some times that we have odd number doubles, but when there's really good alternatives, I can't see a particular reason, certainly in this case, to do that. And there's two, if you like, this side of the board or this side of the board, there's good alternatives. Now I've previously taught 77 as, if you know it's an essential treble, you know your trebles, that's why it's green color now, color coded by the previous slide. But treble 19 is 57, so you need 20 more to make it 77, right? So that's how I remember it, and that's how I've taught it as well. But if you like the 16s, then you're going to go treble 15 for double 16, because that's how you can take out 77. So there's absolutely no reason why to go treble 17, double 13. So I've said it once, I've said it twice, say it 3 times. 77 is not a first dart indicator, so I do apologize about that. I did leave a little annotation on the screen on the video where I did mention 77 was treble 17, double 8, but don't listen to me. Anyway, I'm there's a lot of numbers at times and it's a bit confusing for myself, but anyway, so 77 is not a first dart indicator. I hope that's clear. So let's talk about these first dart indicators in the 60 range. Okay, now this is just an additional point here. So 61, the first dart indicator is indicated by the furthest right the number. Okay, so in this case for 61 it's 1, so it's going to be 11. So 61 is treble 11. 65 is treble 15. These are just examples. And 69 is treble 19. Now, what's the second? So it's easy to work out the first digit, the first number you're throwing out, or the first dart you're throwing, okay? Because it's the first dart indicator. What's that second number? So the second dart we're throwing. So 61, treble 11, double 14. Okay, I remember it because my little link or little picture, they're right next to each other. Treble 15, double 10. Is the answer, and they're right next to each other. Okay, 69 I did teach, you just see it as so it's double 6, so see it as quarter past the hour It might seem really silly, but pictures give me instant recall. Now I don't see it like that because I know the finish. So it's not, you don't always have to think about that. It's just until it goes into your mental Rolodex and then you've got it. But this isn't a new thing, what I'm going to tell you now. This is just something what somebody's messaged in and told me they all add up to 25. Now I didn't really see that because I was trying to avoid addition where possible. It sounds crazy, and if I could see a picture, even better. So 11 and 14, that's 25. 15 and 10, that's 25, and 19 and 6 is 25. But the reason why I try to use a picture or a link is because if I'm on 61 and it's treble 11, I don't really want to be thinking, okay, so it's 11, what adds up to 25? Oh, it's 14, okay, so double 14, because that's too slow. Maybe initially on the proviso that as once it goes into your brain, great, you may not need to know that. But again, when I'm teaching, I'm showing you how I learned to check out, and for me it was always a link, a little picture, and I can instantly see. But anyway, so you can do the links, or you do your own links, or you can work out that these 60 range numbers, they do all add up to 25. Okay, so that's another good way to think about it. So that covers the 60 range numbers. Now let's cover the first data indicators in the 70 range. So we're just going to be covering a few examples. In fact, I think these are all the numbers in the 70 range. Anyway, so 72 all the way through to 79. Okay, so again, we know the first data because the first data indicator. So 72 is treble 12, 74 is treble 14, 75 is treble 15. So we'll cover them for now. Okay, but what's that second dart? So the finish for 72 is treble 12, double 18. Okay, now I taught it because it was like even, like 10 to the hour, 10 past the hour. That's how I did it. But some kind viewer again messaged in, and I'm happy to learn and change, and in fact it's helped me a little bit, but it's well, I know the finishes anyway, so but if you take the second digit, so you got 72 for instance, take this second digit and just take that away from 10, or what do you need from 2 all the way to 10? That's a good way to look at it, and that's 8, so double 18. All right, change that color, double 18, so that might well help you. Let's go to the next one. 74. What do you need from 4 to make it 10 is 6. So 74 is treble 14, double 16. There we are, you got your answer. Okay. Okay. And 75 is treble 15, and you need 5 more to make it 10. So 5 more, so it's treble, so double 15. Okay. Let's just keep going. So 76 first data is treble 16. 6 from, what do you need from 10? Out of 10 from 6 is 4. Okay. So double 14. Okay. 78. So another first data is treble 18. What do you need to build up from 8 to 10 is 2, isn't it? Double 12. Okay. And finally 79. So 91, isn't it, to make it 10? So treble 19 for double 11. These are all perfect first data indicator finishes. So thanks to the chap who messaged in, that I'm certainly going to add this, and this is kind of where I want this channel to go. Ideally, I want it to be a kind of a notice board for all the ideas we have, so we can all like learn to check out. With all the ideas coming, hopefully it's going to ring true for some people, and you're going to learn to check out on this fantastic game of darts. Okay, it's not like a secret language that it's always like no one wants to share this. I want to share with you how to check out. All right, so anyway, thanks for the guys who've messaged in for both of those as information on the 60 range and the 70 range numbers. So have a play with that and see what you think. So what I also wanted to cover with you today, and this is a new list. These are a list of the misrule numbers. Now, I'm sure you get with all the times I bang on about the misrule. So for me, the misrule is a concept I've come up with. So again, not a new concept, just putting it into words. This is what we all generally do when we learn darts. So you're going for treble 20, you have to accept you're going to hit that single 20 more times than you hit the treble. Just like you're going for treble 17, you're going to hit the single 17 more times than you hit the treble 17. Of course, you can hit and go left and right and hit anything, but you can only practice for so many eventualities. You can't practice for everything. Okay, so I call it the misrule when you hit the single number going for that treble. Okay, now we have 2 dart finishers. These are the numbers. This list here are the numbers what's what commonly comes up after when you've missed the treble. So you're going for treble 18 and you miss your treble 18, hitting your big 18, or you're missing your treble 19, hitting your big 19, and you've got one dart left. These are the numbers you need to know. What are you going to take? What are you going to throw at if you've got these numbers? Okay, and we're going to be covering just a few of them today. Let's get to that now. Okay, and these are what I like to call one dart setups. So just for the next couple of minutes, just quickly talk about one dart setups. So with these two dart checkouts, you've gone for your first treble, missed the treble, hit the big number, what I like to call the misrule. And these are the first 5 numbers that are the common misrule numbers, okay? And you need to know what you're going to throw for if you've got one dart. Now, luckily, it's really easy to see with all these numbers, 54, 56, 57, 58, and 60. You're going to be finishing on double 20. Okay, we'll make an additional point in a moment for all the doubles, but you're going to know that you need a single 14 to finish on double 20 when you return. For 56, it's a single 16. You get the idea for double 20. 57 is a single 17. 58 a single 18, and 20 is a single 20. 60 is a single 20 for double 20. I mean, if you really hate a double 20. So 56 you can throw an 18, so you can go a single 20 for double 18. Double 18 is 36, of course. Add 20 is 56, so you can do that. As an additional little cool point for 57, I'll mention, I knew someone who absolutely loves his double 16s. He gets them so commonly, so why wouldn't you want to set up for that? He throws at the centre of the board, and when you're throwing at the centre board, you should hit the 25 more than you hit the bullseye. I think that sounds like it should be right? Okay, because it's a bigger surface area, and 25 and double 16 is 57, so you can do that. Just be aware, if you hit your bullseye and Sod's Law will come into play, you will hit it, you come back to the board with 7, so that's not great. So if you really must on these numbers, you can work them out. I'm going to go double, so for instance, but I'm not going to go through every one of them because I don't think people are going to do this, but say 54, you could go double 11 for double 16, aiming on the side of caution. If you hit the single 11, you would leave 43. But you know, I don't think people are going to do that. You never see that taken out. I just wanted to make an additional point. So really stick with the big single numbers because they're easier to hit. And just, if you don't like double 20, I think it's about time you practiced it, isn't it? Because we need it, certainly for some finishers. So anyway, so that's an additional point there. I thought 57 is quite a cool little thing to know. If you absolutely love your 16s, you can go 25, 57, double 16 if you want to do that. But anyway, so those are your first 5 common misrule numbers. They're easier to see. The other ones we have to work on, and we're going to get to that in the next video. So I hope you got something from that. I did. I really appreciate that my viewer sent in that tip about the first dart indicators in the 70 range. Just take that second digit away from 10. What's the remainder between, for instance, 72? What's the remainder between 2 and 10? It's 8. So it's treble 12, double 18. Absolutely love it. It's a great way to remember it, and I'll probably use that if I was learning it, okay, more than the pictures that I've previously taught you, because I think it's a good way to go. Coming next time, we're going to be covering more of these one dart setups. It's really important, you see. So if you have something like a number like 64, now 64 is a first dart indicator where I've taught you treble 14, right? Should you go for that? Probably not, because if you hit it, you come back to the board with double 11. I'm going to show you other ways to set up your favorite doubles, and we're going to get into that next time. Thanks again for watching. Take care for now.